And yeah,
That's right. It's my rockin' default music. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fulfillment Friday. Good to be back again with all your bad selves. This is Silver-Quill saying howdy do, and I'm blessed to have a good friend with me, Cosmic Keyframe Productions.
hello everyone.
And I'm just making sure that everything on the YouTubes is behaving itself, which of course it wouldn't, but we're going for bare minimum here, and that's really all I can ask for.
There's a bear?
That's right, it's a grisly situation.
Oh, I shouldn't encourage it. I shouldn't encourage it.
There we go. I forget how long that music lasts.
It's a very long intro.
That's right.
Hi, Trinary. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Goji. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yes, hello to so many good folks who came to join us, like Komodo Steel and Adam Leisman, Cherry Fluff Belly Official, and Pokemon Fire Eevee. We got Voice of Reason in the chat.
Voice. Hello, Voice.
And Misty Dolphin, Enderpup. Keyframe is not going to be using her new VTuber model specifically, but more on that in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Hey, baby, just a little bit. Oh, wait, I sang in the first couple minutes, copyright claim.
Oh, no. There goes all your money.
Not all my monies.
All your money.
And hello, Michael Bullington, and let's scroll down a little. Cosmina Inspira, Champ to Stay. Oh, sorry, Champ. Keyframe's been here several times, and I've been very glad for each one, but she knows the questions.
Yes.
And hello, Christian Parrish, Lunar Brony, Gojalion.
General 5 stars. Well, you bet. That's a very presumptuous name.
Tell me, have you read like Shaosun, was it? You clever bastard! I read your book.
I read your book. Yep, there you go.
I almost was tempted to say Shang Tsung, which would be very, very different.
Very different.
Oh, Inquisitor 751, don't tempt the banning gods of YouTube. You never know what they would do.
Yeah.
Sun Tzu, thank you, Trinary.
Jeff says, what's new, Silver-Quill? Oh, it's the Scooby-Doo theme. What's new, Silver-Quill? We're coming after you. We gotta solve the mystery.
Which, when you think about
that...
With a theme song like that, I actually understand why Scoopy's a coward. Every time they're saying, we're coming after you.
Yeah, it's a threat.
Yeah, what?
Run it, Iru!
Exactly. I always thought that Freddy was the jerk of the group because he would be like, Shag, Scooby, you be the bait. I'll be over here with the ladies.
Yeah, like there's that Johnny Bravo one where it's like, Daphne's trying to split up the group, and then Fred's like, Daphne? Oh, God. It's like, well, if we can't split up like this, or else we can't go and read the Bible.
Oh yes, they're so reading the Bible at that moment.
They're so reading the Bible.
The Bible. Oh dear.
In the almighty Jimmy.
I should look out. I mean, we just had Easter. The movie Sinners is out. I'm pretty sure I'm somewhere in between those.
You're in between the movie Sinners and the holiday of Easter.
Exactly. I'm in a gray area. All right, let's make sure that this is behaving itself. I am moving son of a biscuit. It is not moving with me. What is your malfunction?
I mean, I don't know. I go to the doctor a lot. There's quite a bit.
Okay. We both know that you are quite splendid. There's no malfunction with you.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I just wish that you didn't have to put so much on your plate. And that's me saying
Uh,
this.
Look, I don't put a lot of things on my plate. It's just that my plate's a Thanksgiving plate, so there's a lot of stuff on there.
Including a Turk cooked bird?
I go more for ham.
I can do that too.
I mean, you are a ham.
Yeah.
If we went Scooby Doo and ripped off your mask, you would be there would just be a pig underneath. Oh,
Actually, that'd be funny. Let's see whose rich uncle this guy is. And it's just like all the different variants of my Silver-Quill.
it's just all silver quills. It's like, what? You don't even own real estate. Why are you haunting this? I don't know. It's fun.
Seemed like a good time. You know, I kind of got drunk once and woke up with a sheet on my head and thought it's either this or I've become a horrible person. So I stuck with the lesser.
There you go.
Alrighty, so we are both newly returned from Babscon, the final Babscon.
Yes. R.I.P.
R.I.P. indeed. Oh, also I should give a shout out to Emitane Lumity, who is over on the Twitch.
Hello, Twitchy Twitch.
And hello to Crash Bandicoot Edward 469 Greatest Time. Eha.
Hoo ha.
Please, really, we'll keep that private.
Hoo ha. Hoo ha.
Hoo, ha, hee, hoo, turn, parry, thrust, boing.
My people from the 90s and 2000s who was in that era of Aqua adjacent and Venga Boys adjacent music should know what I'm referencing. There was a band called Toy Box that was kind of big in the 90s and 2000s, and they had a song called like Best Friend, and the like the middle parts of the song always go hoo ha da 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 da. It's just, and I hate it. I never liked that song, but the song keeps coming up in my life, like in my recommendeds and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not seeking you out. At this point, you're finding me.
Now,
And it angers me.
Now, when since you are a child of the 90s and early 2000s,
Yeah.
Christian Parrish wonders, are you familiar with Ben 10?
Yes, I am. You know, it started with an alien device. It's what it did. And it stuck itself upon his wrist. The secret's coming in. Now he's got superpowers. He's no ordinary kid. He's Ben 10.
Ben 10, da da da.
Yes, I am familiar with like the first two series of Ben 10. And then, you know, I did not follow it because it became so much more that I had the brain power for.
Understandable. Also, they didn't really know what to do with Ben.
Yeah, they gave more things to Kevin and Gwen than they could to Ben. They were like, "Hey, now Gwen's part alien," and you know, Kevin it just became a sponge. Neat.
But at least they had a LTR, a long-term relationship.
Yes. I've seen a bit of Ben 10. That part feels familiar, but I would just be born back then. Heck yeah, cosmic Ben 10 fan. Yes, total drama. God, it's crazy that there was a time period where Total Drama Island and Chowder and Flapjack all aired at around the same time, and it's like these are such different energies of shows.
Ain't it though?
Yeah. What a lost crazy time.
It's all madness, I tell you. Madness.
Madness.
Also, I'm just trying to remember how to change the... Oh, here we go. Document setup. I just want to change the background so it's not this checkered void.
Heh. Void.
Unavoidable. Dark grid colors. Oh,
Hello, illustrious Q.
Ah, there's a Q is here. Hello, QE. Okay, that's better at least. We got to hang with Q and Trinary, especially on Monday after the convention.
Yeah, when they got to climb a building that I couldn't.
One of our first stop was Coit Tower, and I mean it's positioned beautifully. It's a fantastic spot, but it all requires, to take in that panoramic view of the city, a working elevator, and we did not have that.
Or working lungs that you could climb stairs, which I lack one of those. So
Indeed, we decided Q and Trinary made the ascent, and Keyframe and I we still got to see a beautiful view of the city from a slightly lower elevation.
and Alcatraz.
And Alcatraz.
I could swim it.
I could watch you do it.
And you would watch me not come back up from the water.
I was like, Key, go for it. Move ahead. Try to detect. Oh, she didn't detect it. Oh,
No.
How long has she been down there?
There she went.
And just like that, we're going to need a new keyframe.
Oh.
Quick, someone hit undo. Oh, crap, that doesn't work in real life.
Control Z, Control Z. And if people are wondering what I'm up to while Silver is Adobe Illustratoring, I got bitten by the Balatro bug, so I am doing that. So if you hear me shout in anger, you know why.
No, actually, you're in a call with me, so there are a multitude of
factors.
That
you know what? That is a very fair point.
Multitudinous, I'd even say.
Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay. You know what? Can't argue with that.
Actually, now that I say it, I'm kind of curious. Just doing a little search here. Multitude in us. Definition. From the Oxford... Okay, Merriam-Webster. Multitudinous, including a multitude of individuals, populace, existing in great multitude, existing or consisting of innumerable elements or aspects. I like that. Innumerable. Innumerable.
As opposed to the moomerables.
Yes.
Terrible disease.
Or insult. Oh my God, you're like so numeral.
That's like one of those insults that you say to mostly confuse them more than insult them.
That's right. And you take great joy in seeing them confused.
Silver, why did it say the final Babscon? Well, you might want to sit down for this.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Because it was.
It was. And well, let's start off with our coverage of the BabsityCon, because Friday was insane by my reckoning.
Oh, most certainly it was.
Why can I not flip this? I should be able to
flip out.
Oh my God, I'm totally flipping out. I'd flip a table, but I don't have the physical strength right now.
Yeah. Join the club.
So this was Babscon's last hurrah.
Yes, it was.
And it had a lot of uncertainty heading into it, because that, for reasons I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate, they had to let their liaison with the musicians go 3 weeks before the event. And then, and the musicians, in solidarity, for which I salute them, decided they would not play. Instead, they put together in a mere 3 weeks the Mayhem concert to take place that Sunday evening.
Which is impressive.
Very.
Very impressive.
I salute them in their impressiveness.
Indeed.
Because I wouldn't want to have to do that.
Oh, neither would I.
Now, the hardest part of Babscon for me was that we started about an hour late. Audio setup was struggling.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of these struggles.
All the struggles. It's not a con without struggles though, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. If everything's going right, you're not moving fast enough.
If everything's going right, then something's actually going wrong.
But that is a saying of a famous racer. If you're fully in control, you're not going fast enough. Which, honestly, I don't know if I find that inspiring or, oh God, watch out.
I mean, the concept of race car racing is terrifying to me from the get-go, so...
Just wait until you meet the bandoleros.
Oh boy, is that the bull riders?
Oh, no, it's actually kids.
Kids?
Oh, yeah, they're like 9 to 14, 15 years old, and they do their own race.
But where are that's not safe.
Well, the cars are, of course, much smaller. They have like 1 horsepower engines. Don't get me wrong.
A crash is a crash, no matter where you bash. Like.
Mm-hmm. So yes, but they do the race, and some do really well. The champion last year was a young lady, Aspen, who managed to end the race with a win and a flourish as she intentionally spun her car to face the other way, coming across the finish line.
Wow.
Magnifique. So, but yeah, it started late, so my own After the Fact Live panel had to be a rather rushed job because everything got pushed back.
Everything
For the first hour. And then we were supposed to use the buffer time to fix it, which that really puts a strain on both those who come before and after.
Yeah, diminishing returns there.
But hey, we rolled with it. I didn't get to go as in-depth on my favorite episode as I would have liked. So...
Well, there are other cons where you can go more in-depth.
I intend to submit the panel once again to Everfree Northwest.
There you go.
And I hope that people will come back because I'll have more to say, more to do. Now, there have been some questions in the chat.
Oh boy, questions.
Mr. Dolphin is saying, anyone remember the Godzilla animated series based off the Matthew Broderick movie?
I did it. It was better than the movie.
Indeed. I would also argue that Men in Black, the animated series, was, I won't say better and like the original movie was bad, but an ongoing story offers so much more.
I mean, I think the concepts of both what the 90s Godzilla was doing and Men in Black especially are concepts that feel like they were conceived for television and longer form storytelling, but at that time it was more accessible to just make them a movie.
Mm-hmm. So, but good that they follow it up with something more creative. And hell, they did a better job making use of that leftover Godzilla egg than most.
Yeah, I would agree. Also, sorry if you guys hear me clearing my throat. I did get a little bit of the con crud.
I too came home to a sinus infection. Today saw a visit to an urgent care where I got some antibiotics and a steroid shot.
Oh no, you're roided up right now. No one get him angry.
Arr, I can feel my hulking rage. That's actually very tiny. That'd be great. Silver-Quill hulks out, but instead of growing, he shrinks.
Ant-Man.
I'm an angry little amoeba. All right.
I like that idea.
But no, it's amazing the awful pressure on my head and sinuses and all that lifted. It's not like completely gone, but it's so much reduced. I feel a little bit more myself again.
It is crazy. Yesterday I was miserable. And today it's just been gunk. But like I've actually like been able to like exist. Which you don't appreciate existing until you've been sick.
Yes. that feeling of meanness.
It's like, wow, this is what it's like to person?
I'd forgotten.
Why has no one told me about this? We should tell someone. Alert the media. Let's see. What's another question? Who here remembers TMNT 2003? It's one of my favorite eras besides Rise, so I remember. Do you remember? I remember.
Me member, but I was in college when that came out. Oh,
Old.
So old. Oh, the oldness.
Old man.
It's creeping on top of me.
Oh, I'll tell it to stop. That's very rude.
I wish I could, but time marches on. My wishes.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry.
But I too am doing a little bit of the cough-seas.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate and loyal to the original Ninja Turtles. Though I was actually a bit frustrated with their crossover with their 80s counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I get it. The 80s were a much goofier series, but they weren't nearly so infantile.
Yeah, that was a bit of a turnoff.
Well, what could I say? I get it. The theme was 80s, a little too goofy. 90s, closer to the original edgy. Original edgy, oh, brother, please. You wish you were on our level.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's see.
There's a question from Jeff.
Yes, Jeff?
What couple do you ship for Ash from Pokemon? That's only if you're a shipper.
Misty or Dawn. You know, I'm a classic girl, but I also did really like Dawn when she was around, so that's mine.
There we go. I too would go with Misty or I forget what her Japanese name is, but Serena.
Ooh, Serena's also very good. But there you go. There's the answer there. But Silver, tell we barely got to see each other during Babs because it was so busy. So tell me more of your Babs stories.
Oh, lordy. Well, let's just limit to Friday for the moment because good gravy.
Yeah.
So
tell me about Friday.
Oh, Friday is a day that takes place after Thursday, but before.
I will hurt you.
Okay, then. Although that particular Friday was called Good Friday, and I still maintain Jesus was on the cross there going, there's nothing good about this. I am in extreme pain.
Ouch.
Exactly. Holy me, this hurts.
Holy me. That's good.
I can't take my own name in vain because I am me.
I mean, I take my own name in vain all the time.
There you go.
You're not what makes you so special, Jesus Christ of Nazareth?
Superstar.
I was watching Jesus Christ Superstar, the recording with Tim Minchin as Judas.
Uh-huh.
God, that's a good recording. But yes, Friday. Good Friday at Babscon.
Yes, and it was a Good Friday because even with the delays, first off, I had the unenjoyable task of going in and letting the guy before me know that he had to wrap up early because of how things were going. The thing is that the panel before me was military bronies.
Oh boy.
So I'm trying to find a polite point to mention myself because otherwise I fear it would be very rude. And lo and behold, next thing you know, he's leading everybody in jumping jacks. So here's this gold lame jacket Silver-Quill doing jumping jacks, military style, to the cadence of the trainer.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, well, I'm getting my exercise in. But they were cool. But I know they were also frustrated by what all is going on.
Yeah, I mean, understandable reason to be frustrated.
Indeedy. But it all worked out. Now I only got to spend, I'd say, an hour at most at my vending table because, well, one, there were so many people they had to stagger the vending hall into groups of 10.
It was crazy. The last time I saw something like that was BronyCon, like the last BronyCon.
Indeed. And also in short supply, I had my panel creator versus corporate, with Minty Root as the creative editor and animator, and I wearing a red sequin jacket, flanderizing a corporate individual. You got to talk fast, really fast. It's the art of the deal of the art. I don't know art, but I know money, and money talks. I'm talking right now, so I must be money. So, yeah. And we came up in covering all the different factors that go with planning, organizing, and the legal restrictions on a show. I think we got to the point where it would be a My Little Pony set in an apartment with a bunch of friends, but they never go outside.
Okay.
And they all look like the same pony, just with different colors and glasses or socks, because having fabric and clothing is not an easy thing.
Uh-huh.
And for the toys, well, I forget the exact circumstances, but I came up with the idea of essentially hard, spiky plastic that is easily flammable.
Oh, well, kids love flames.
Indeed. So I thought it was a win. And as I'm talking, there's a loud slam in the back, I think from the service area for the kitchen. And I look at the guns and I say, I think that was the sound of God abandoning me. And everybody, including Minty, had a good laugh at that. So I felt fulfilled on a Friday.
It's a thing to feel fulfilled about.
Indeed. So on that Friday, I was very fulfilled. Oh, how convenient.
But less Good Friday and more fulfilled for. Hey, that's the name of the show.
She said it. She said it.
Oh. But yeah, the vendor hall was crazy.
Oh, crazy go nuts. And then we had Q's Trivia-tastic panel, which I had to leave 15 minutes early because I would be late to Taylor Bowie McCardle's Pony Life is Magic. At which point I get a call on Discord saying that Key's own panel, Nay Some Noise, was starting. And where was I? And I thought, oh, God, I thought that was later. So nope. my sense of time was all ruined. So I was at Pony Life is Magic for all of 15 minutes.
What a magical 15 minutes it must have been.
Oh, it was very magical. I got to see the ponies underwater and yet talking like normal.
Because of course you did. You know, it's pony life.
Exactly. And I have no idea. What the hell is going on?
What is pony life? What is it? I only saw like a couple shorts back in the day when it first aired. And, you know, I know the character designs and stuff, but it's such a weird thing that I either hear that people adore Pony Life or viscerally hate it.
As far as I can tell, it was meant to be a tide me over until G5 started up.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the premise of creator versus corporate. We were working on G6. It's going to be so fly, like a G6.
Oh, God.
That's what the young people are saying today, right? Right?
You know what? The vibe of this character that you have you ever seen the that Dan Aykroyd character from SNL where he was like on an interview and it was like, so your toys may be dangerous to kids. This is literally just a bag of glass. Kids like glass. It's a bag of glass. What are you talking about? It's just a bag of glass. Like, That's the vibe.
That is the vibe.
I love Dan Aykroyd on SNL. Every sketch you could tell which one he wrote because it's just a stream of consciousness.
And thank you again, Trinair. You spoil me so. But I had fun with the improv. Just getting to. I was sorry we couldn't have Hooves line, but I'm glad that there was some manner of improv to be had.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to bring that to Everfree if I can.
Excellent. Now, we are, at that point, I have at least partially synced up with Yuki. And that carried us past closing of the vendor hall for the day.
Yes.
It was a shorter day. They started at noon and closed at 6. And then all of a sudden, it was like someone had flipped a switch and everybody was gone.
I mean, everyone was exhausted by the end of Friday.
Oh, yeah. There was so much going on. And so, therefore, we opted for dinner, and that proved to be a challenge. Mostly because we were also tired. Leaving really didn't sound like a good idea, dine out. And this is the strange significance of this Babscon. Because my phone wouldn't work with a nearby pizzeria to do takeout, I ditched Safari and finally went with Chrome on my iPhone.
Yeah.
It may seem fickle, but it was a big commitment.
It was a breakup for the ages, honestly.
That's right. You think Gone with the Wind had a tough breakup? Got nothing on me. Quite frankly, Safari, I don't give a click.
And who named us click, 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 click? I was watching Aqua Teen last night, sorry. Which answers a question that someone put in the chat, which is like, what's a cartoon that you will just pull out a quote from no matter what? Aqua Teen. Aqua Teen every day, all day.
Dancing is forbidden.
I live by Shake quotes.
And there are so many.
There are so many.
Which
is... Oh no, one of my favorites is from the Boost Mobile episode, where it's just like, where are you from? It's just how he says things. It's just how he says things that I adore, and I cannot wait for 2 years from now when I do turn 30 and I can say with my full chest, I'm 30 or 40 years old and I'm too tired for this.
That's right. You start to identify less with Shake and more with Carl. I'm getting too old for this. Go away, you freak.
You see here, line of death.
Unfortunately, it's usually Carl's death.
Usually, yes. We were watching the episode where the Moon Knights come back down. They have that giant check, quote unquote.
Oh God!
And it's like, no, that's a bill. It is a bill. Why are we carrying a bill? Just how genuine Enignock was with that. Why are we carrying a bill? It kills me every time. Oh. No, you have to be a Highlander to kill another Highlander.
I am immortal! Jumps off the roof.
Oh, you didn't have to rip his eyes out. Yes, I did.
I always loved how Meatwad, if you gave him an ounce of power.
He's a megalomaniac.
What is this dissension that has gripped the snot pits?
Yeah, I'm dumb. Man, I'm dumb.
I sent you a memo about it. Of course, then I ate it. I'm dumb.
We've all been in Meatwad's shoes at some point of just being like, man, I'm dumb.
Okay, me and my wife are gonna go now. Have you seen my wife? And then you
I'm unmarried, my wife let me, and none of those things are real. But I believe it.
Welcome to the Aqua Teens quote along.
I I mean, come on. I was Oh god. But yes, Friday ordering pizza and Silver was being a good Boy Scout because I could not move after Friday evening. I opened the door for him to my hotel room and he just placed pizza and a can of Coke down and I'm just in bed like, thank you, Silver-Quill. Now leave me.
Be gone from my abode.
Be gone. And I slept. Brother, I slept.
Well, I'm
I
glad.
was so tired.
Well, I'm glad you did sleep. I'm glad you gave yourself permission to rest.
Yes, and I obviously need permission. My boss is an asshole. I am self-employed.
Uh,
Like,
oh,
uh, but I mean, keep in mind, I'm staff at Babs for people who don't know, so I was up all Thursday evening, making shadow boxes and setting up the charity room. So I was running on like a 20-minute nap that I took under one of the tables in the charity room.
nice.
I had someone like they saw my foot peeking out from under the table and they lifted up the like tablecloth. They were like, "Cosmic, this is sad." And it's like, "Go away! I'm sleeping. Come on now. I
As,
can hear your opinions later, bud." Oh, and that was only just Friday.
that was just Friday, but I'm glad you were resting, but I must share at least two things that came up while I was having dinner with everybody. Everybody being Lux, Kichi, Wooten, and Wooten's
A
girl
brie.
Apri. Thank you. I'm so bad with names. I hate it. But we did some Jackbox.
Oh, fun.
It was, and the thing is that two things came of it. The first was the question, and I was one of the contributors on this. What's the worst thing to find when you wake up? What's the worst thing when you wake up and see sitting on your chest? What's the worst thing? And
I know this one, yeah.
I put Wooten. I believe it was Kichi put Silver-Quill. Those were our options. Silver-Quill won by Quiplash.
You won, bud. You won. Congratulations.
I won, but I feel like I got dissed and I don't even know how. I got served. I have been served.
Bad. So bad. Oh, big oof.
So many oofs. But then, also during a round of the t-shirt design, of which I usually do pretty well, I won because this was my art piece, or the t-shirt. Takes a minute for the chat to catch up with the stream, or vice versa. So, the void calls for us all.
I await with bated breath and stuffy nose.
Oh, not the stuffy nose.
The void calls. I love this shirt. You should sell this shirt.
I grew out of my shirt selling, but I can put this on something, I'm sure.
I would love a scrunkly button that looks like this.
Ooh, a scrunkly button, maybe a bumper sticker.
The void calls for us all as a bumper sticker is a really good idea.
There we go. We have a plan. I will add my existentialist dread to the masses.
Honk if you're going to the void.
That's right. Ooh, even better. So, I'm trying to find my expressions guide. Lists everything I need to
I
But
like this OC design, by the way. It's very cute.
it is. That's why I'm a big fan. That's why I want to do right by them. But for some reason, my list of expressions has decided to abandon me. I must simply go by memory. So, angry. Oh, wait. Here we go.
Still want to get a Doom flag, says Mary Drake.
Mary Drake. Let me work on that. I need to like come up with an Etsy. That's all.
See, I think that if you were going to make more flags, you need to make some like Lunar Empire, Solar Empire. You need to do more pony locations or like fantasy locations kind of thing.
Mm.
Because I could see people walking around with little Lunar Empire flags. I could see people walking around with like the flag of Maritime Bay or something like that.
Do
I
you
think that could be fun.
Do you think they'd go for a Yakistan uprising?
I know there is definitely a subsect that would.
Because I would put Yona in as a true leader, without a second thought.
Oh, most certainly.
In fact,
Yeah.
anyone but Rutherford.
Agreed. Anyone but Rutherford. That's the campaign slogan. Anyone but Rutherford.
Oh, no, Enderpup, I'm sorry. There will be no Silver-Quill body pillow.
One. Make one.
And I'll make it out of the most toxic material possible.
Asbestos.
That's right. It's asbestos. It's low quality, and if the 1960s are any indication, good for babies.
And here's the thing, guys. It's not that we don't know people who could get the body pillow made. But what would Silver be doing on the body pillow? That's the question.
I feel like any answer is inherently smexy.
I mean, my favorite thing is that I've had people ask about like body pillows, whether it's Key, or I've had a couple people ask about Cosmic, with that. And I really like making one side a little like, cute and suggestive, and then the other side is really fun, really freaking stupid. And like like I think with Key, I was there was a point where I was like, I want one side to be nicer and the other side is like just a really long neck because everyone kept calling her a giraffe for years. But I also have had the idea that with Cosmic, one side would be like the space girl, which, inherently suggestive design. She doesn't have clothes. She's just formed gas. But then the other side is just the meat suit of the humanish form, but there's no one in it. So it looks like just like if you take off like a rubber Zentai suit or something, just
Kind of like that disguise of Fluttershy in season 3.
Basically, it's like the most unappealing looking thing ever. It's like you peeled a person.
Actually, you know what? I think I figured out what a Silver-Quill body pillow would be. It'd be all brown background with a tombstone on one end. And like the back of a tombstone on another. There, that's Silver-Quill. I've been bodied all right.
Oh man.
We're dark.
I knew him, dear audience. Here lies Silver-Quill, taking a nap.
He's just resting. This hippogriff is no more. He has ceased to be. He has shuffled off the plane to join the choir invisible.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what is the choir? It's the choir invisible. I like to think that on one side it's your normal Silver-Quill reading a book, and then on the other side, you know how like I think it's Dark Souls, or it's like one of those games where it's like you kill a monster and they like they like burst open. It's a bunch of little things inside of it. Or I guess Oogie Boogie is also an example. Like the other side is just a bunch of the little tiny like Silver-Quills.
Oh, yeah.
Just it's like Spiders Man, where it's just It's just a bunch of little Angry Bird silvers formed into a Silver-Quill shape.
I'm so angry, 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 angry. And then it becomes a Pokemon game. Can you catch them all and reform Silver-Quill?
Oh, I would play that game. That sounds like a fun game.
It must file that away. See what we can do.
It's 52 pickup, but it's just Silver-Quills.
I like
I really want to make a keyframe shipfic folder card. I have wanted to do that since I entered the fandom and found out what shipfic folder was, and what I really want to make it. I don't even think that I would charge for it. I think it would be a freebie at my table. I just really want to have a shipfic folder card.
Well, then we should talk to Sky. He hooked me up.
I've always just wanted to make a little expansion pack, but I would not like. I would love to make an expansion pack that is vendor hall themed. I don't know if I would if I would get like the other vendor people, if like, you know, it's their OCs and stuff, or if it's just vendor hall tropes. But I feel like, you know, you could take a lot of tropes from like manga and anime and stuff where it's like, oh, you know, the office meet cute, but it's just a vendor hall.
No, that could work. I mean, like, you could call it the cost of love.
Exactly, and I would just get like a bunch of packs of them, and I would just give them to vendors and be like, you can keep the money from them. This is just something to make that will help everyone.
I like your thinking. Again, we must consider these.
I would love to do that, or like, you know, everyone gets their own card, and it's like that. It's like the stamp rallies that you've been seeing going around the vendor halls, where it's like people collect them at the vendor tables, and then by the time they're done being in the vendor hall, you have basically an expansion pack
And an empty wallet.
and an empty wallet. I mean, you know, it's up to people if they want to charge for the card or not, and you know, they could charge like whatever they want. They could charge $1. They could charge $20. I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be a fun thing, whether it's like everyone has the packs so people can collect individuals from vendors, or some sort of hybrid of the two where it's like there is the packs you can buy, and then maybe there's special ones that aren't in the pack that you only get by walking around the vendor hall or something. There's different approaches. I mean, Chad, if you have input on that, let me know.
Yes.
You are our Mark Cubans. The Sharks, I am asking for your opinion.
Although it's funny, for a time, Mark Cuban was actually technically my boss.
Really?
Technically.
What's the technical?
He owned a company called HD Net, which was supposed to be the first totally HD channel. All HD all the time. And I was an editor for said network. Now, of course,
okay.
I'm here in Colorado. Mark was over owning the Mavericks in Tejas. And so I've never met him at all. He does not know I exist. And I believe that station is gone because now everything's HD. So they closed it down. Some days I drive past it, and I think, what could have been?
What could have been? I could have been on Shark Tank.
I could have been on Shark Tank, and I would call everybody my chum.
You know.
Yes.
Well, guys, this was a great stream. Thanks for having me on.
I lost her. It's a pun too far.
I would also love a Prance card queue. A Prance card would be a lot of fun. I mean, I just like to play Prance. I need to yell at the card game people to stop hosting Prance tournaments when I'm busy. Because I would be in them. I would let my hand get slapped.
That's right. Hand slap, Baby hand slap. Beow, beow.
Like, chat. I don't know if you're aware, but I love Prance. Prance is such a fun game, but I don't get to play it often because, the first step is being at a pony convention because that's where people know the game, and then you need to have people who have the Prance deck, which is a niche of a niche. Usually we play it, I guess now at Everfree, since that's like the mecca of the pony people now. But then usually we would have to play with Dr. Wolf. And that man,
he counts.
He doesn't
the cards.
have not just counting cards. The man does not have soft little wolf paws like you think. The man has bony hands, and they hurt. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to slap down because you might get hit by a very, very, very hard skeleton hand.
C'est true.
Oh.
And also, imagine, like, playing against both the Wolfie and Josh. Because Josh is all about the speed, baby. The speed.
Yes, the speed. High risk, high reward.
The high risk is to our hands.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, Lord, someone suggested that I make the Silver-Quill Docky out of poison ivy.
Where would he collect that much?
I'd find a way. Oh, yes.
Concerning.
Although maybe that should be my... since Everfree is more family-oriented, maybe that should be my promo. The Silver-Quill Docky, not for sale at Everfree Northwest, because this is a horrible idea.
Because this is a family-friendly con, and also, why would you want this? I repeat, why would you want this?
And it's all just a pixelated image. You can't actually see the Docky.
Our phones are not blowing up. In fact, they are disconnected from the wall.
We literally blew them up.
There is no electricity in the greater Denver area because of you! Like one of those, like, really intense, like, automotive commercials.
Bad credit, no credit, too bad. That's your problem.
So don't come down to Silver-Quill's used Docky Emporium!
Ugh.
We won't tell you where it is!
You know what? Yeah, that makes it... The used Docky, that's the part that makes it really scary.
How to make a story scary in one word or less. Used. Just add the word used to anything.
Swordbreaker 12, how long until Josh's kids win Prance? I'd say by their second year, the terrible twos.
They'll have those tiny little hands.
It'd be like playing the game with Trump.
Oh no.
That's right, I got a little political.
I'm the best Prance player. There's no player better than me.
By the way, what's Prance?
Sorry, I was thinking of JD Vance playing Prance with the Pope, and that's why the Pope died.
Oh, Lord. The Pope got slapped to death.
That's probably what he said.
Oh, Ave Maria.
Sorry.
Yes, we have interesting thoughts here.
Sometimes things should be kept in our inside voice.
I don't have an inside voice.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not.
I do not. I have no use for it.
Yeah. No arguments here today, bud.
Now then, let me think for half a sec, because we're almost at the top of the hour, and I have been saving. I appreciate all the folks who say save, but just know I've saved.
Coward. Live life without saving. Live in the moment.
My saving throw. No. I guess I should also tell about my biggest fail. I was invited to take part in a discussion of horror stories from conventions. You know, moments where things went kerflooey
Or even kerblooey.
ooh, all the kerbluies. I did mention your fall off the stage. Forgive me, but
Yeah.
that is forever etched in my memory.
No, I mean, it's forever etched in my ankle, so you're all good.
Mm. But apparently, my horror stories are rather tame by comparison because the host, he was telling everyone about when he got blackout drunk at a convention and apparently threw up on in a restaurant and was super rude. And basically, his hell was a much more interesting hell. I feel my hell is actually rather poor. It's
But
just,
why? We don't need to admit these things out loud. That,
I don't know. I figure, which would be worse, fire and brimstone or crochets and bingo for eternity?
Oh, like hell being objectively worse, but at least more interesting, or just a very like mundane and boring hell? Is that the question?
Yes.
Oh, that's a happy Easter, everyone. That's an interesting question.
Happy Easter. Sorry, it's about a week
Uh,
late.
um, shoot, I don't know if I know an answer for that. Hmm, hmm, hmm,
Well,
hmm.
I think of the Discworld book called Eric, where they get to hell, but it's been taken over by new management, and it's just boredom stacked on boredom.
Uh-huh. I mean, that is like a to be. There's that whole thing of all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, where it is like I guess you would just kind of go insane at a certain point.
Well, it would certainly break the old spirit.
Yeah, yeah, it would.
Oh,
But some
Rodan
people like crocheting.
and bingo, and Republic to bingo. I don't know if you like bingo for eternity though. That's the. I mean, this isn't Homer Simpson and all the donuts in the world.
That is true. That is true. Where it's like he just ate all of them.
But Rodan points out there's probably a used Silver-Quill body pillow hell. Arr.
Oh, I hate that thought.
Actually,
Oh, but I mean, like, I guess even though we might be tame and boring, what is a convention horror story that you would like to recount to the audience? It doesn't have to be from Babs, but like,
oh
just
no,
you've been around the block.
I've been around the block.
That's not me falling off the stage.
Well, let's see. This was unfortunately at the same convention.
Yes,
Wolfie brought his lady with him. And
yes.
she has a powerful sweet tooth, and she was so thrilled by the idea of having a smoothie. She looked at all of us with such enthusiasm. So Golden Wolf and I hopped in a car because this was out on a peninsula,
Oh yeah, this story. Yeah.
and we drove out. And I fear this is a college town on a Friday night without any, and I mean any nightlife. It's maddening.
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird to see college towns not be active.
So we must have driven for about an hour just looking for a place that wasn't on a college campus or closed early.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, were we disappointed. But we finally did it. But by then the vendor hall had closed up. My computer was still in there. And I'm like, oh no, my safety blinky.
But hey,
My binky.
you got her smoothie.
I got a smoothie. We were smoothie criminals. But I was like, I will never do that again. There we go.
But I mean that one is very annoying. that whole peninsula was just an annoying place to have a convention.
It could have gone a lot better. Coulda, woulda,
But
shoulda.
coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's okay. The convention doesn't exist anymore.
Yes,
Um,
they ended shortly after I started attending. I'm starting to worry if I could give Scope a run for his money on killing conventions.
Convention killer. But trying to think of kosher horror stories. I got my fair share. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yes, I've been going on about my experiences. I want to hear about your Babscon and other experiences.
Horror or just horror or general?
Horror general.
Well, okay. So I remember EQLA. I was vending with Lauren, and I had shadow boxes and stuff, and there was this guy who was just not aware of his space. I will put it like that. And he walks by, bumps directly into all my shadow boxes, knocks every single one over, and I'm like, people who have been around me and they've heard the shadow box, well, everyone has the same like kind of reaction. It's lessened over the years, but I had like metal grids at this point, so it was actually like, oh no. And the guy turns around and looks directly at me as I'm setting everything up, because, you know, now my frames are scratched up and all this kind of stuff. And he just like walks away. And I'm like, dude, don't do that.
At least apologize.
At least say something. And the thing was, he didn't have like that deer in headlights, like, oh no, I messed up kind of look. He had like lead paint stare of just staring at it. It's like, what are you thinking? What is going on in that? Where does your mind go that I can't follow? But so that was one. I mean, my most recent one was not the con's fault. I have to make that perfectly clear. It's Galacon. So I was in Berlin before Galacon because I was visiting like A and Y. And, you know, I'm just walking, starting my day, going on a walk before going over to his house. And for people who are in Europe, you know, there is the bike lane, there is the walking lane. And I am far into the walking lane. Like I am as far away from the bike part as possible. I don't even have headphones in. I am being a very careful person. Cue the next thing I feel is a wheel on my back.
Ooh.
And I get run over by a bike. And I am like really badly cut up. Like anyone who was at Galacon probably saw this. Like I was like, my legs were cut up, my arms were, I was bruised, I was in so much pain. And the guy stops and he looks at me. And, you know, I don't speak a lot of German, but, you know, I could point to my leg and be like, bleeding, help, help. And he just looks at my cuts, looks at me, bikes away faster. And I'm like, Dick! You like what happened? I had to like limp to the mall, and then I go up to like a bakery that was open at the mall, being like, "Do you have any Band-Aids?" And they look down, and there you could see ironically, the blood leave their face. And this was the morning before going on the train down to Galacon.
Yes.
I like text Max being like, hey, I got ran over by a bike. And this is like 2 hours before he wakes up for the day. And then I get a text being like, you what? When he wakes up. And I limp in and he's looking at me and he's like, what the hell happened? And so I'm like, and you know, they help me, they dress my wounds and everything. And they're like, are you sure you don't need to go to the hospital? Like, I'm sure. And then they take me to the train station, like, you know, afterwards. And it was supposed to be a straight, like, go on the train. There's a stop in Munich. I'm there at like 11 p.m. the night before the con. Cue part 2 of this story. Um, so, the train just stops in the middle of the tracks. And I'm like, huh, okay. And, you know, I take a nap and everything. I wake up. We're still there. The train was delayed 3 hours.
Oh, lordy.
And, you know, the worst part is that they said it in minutes. They were like 257 minutes. Thank you for going on Deutschbahn. I'm like, no, you say hours at this point, sir. And so we had to figure out my whole new connection and everything. I was supposed to arrive at 11 p.m. Friday evening because Galacon's a Saturday and Sunday con.
Mm-hmm.
I arrived 7 a.m. Saturday morning. And so what I do is that I basically just I got off the train, got to the hotel I was sharing with Space Kitch, took a shower, put on new clothes, vended at the convention all day. And then as soon as the clock hit 6 p.m. when the vendor hall closed, I went to the hotel and I slept till like 7 a.m. the next morning. I was so tired.
Oh, goodness.
It was Galacon itself was amazing. They also had a first aid team there, so I got properly dressed for my things. And it was a great con. I'm doing Galacon again this year. I love the con. It's great. It's not Galacon's fault this happened.
But if you do see that cyclist by chance,
we make a joke now whenever I visit Germany of like looking at every cyclist that passed by, being like, "Is it him?" But it was an amazing. I always have a mantra that day 0 goes bad, so that way the rest of the days of the con are great. That was the way that I confirm that my mantra is true, because my God, I don't think anyone else has had a worse day 0 than that. I don't know, unless you get into a car accident. I don't know, but it was an experience. I hope to not do that again this Galacon, to be real with you. But so that was my con horror story. That was pre-con, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely horrific.
Saban's Masked Rider, shut up. Are you saying that the person who run me over was the Masked Rider?
And not even from a fun one. It's
not even a fun one.
It's just the crappy one with Furbus.
Oh. Hey, that's me.
That is you. I am making an attempt to draw a more PNG-friendly version of your cosmonaut.
Yeah. I think I have a full body of picture of her somewhere on my hard drive.
As long as it's not on an OnlyFans account. Oh yes, we broke both Red Card and Taylor with that. Wait, you were there for that panel, yeah?
Yes.
Yes,
I was.
It was match game, and the prompt that came up twice was watching Taylor and Red Card's OnlyFans account. Taylor was in the fetal position on the floor. And Red Card was just trying to vanish into the chair, which was really, really small and a stool. So good luck with that, my friend. But, you know, I have a little bit of a blood story from Babscon.
Oh, boy.
This was on closing day, and I was going with some of the vendor folk to have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're walking, a friend comes up and he's like, does anyone have like a cloth or anything pressable? And I said, I've got some handkerchiefs. They will be ruined. That's all he tells me. And I'm very confused at first. Then I look at his hand. Right above the knuckle of the pinky, there's been a cut, and it is giving generously, let's just say.
Oof.
So I was like, oh God, yes, come on. So I give him the handkerchief, and he just starts pressing. Now, thankfully, we were walking into Hillsborough, or rather Burlingame, which features a Walgreens, so we could get some proper gauze and tape in short order. But I had to know, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, apparently, as we were walking along, minding our own business, mind you, the wind picks up and whips a blade of grass, really tall standing grass, so fast that it actually drew blood.
You literally touched grass.
You know, aside from the person's hand, that phrase has been irreparably damaged for me. It was the second greatest loss. That's saying.
It's just, I can't believe grass can be that sharp.
And then, to my utter horror, after the meal, after we're walking back, he starts looking deeper into the grass. It's like,
don't do that.
Are you trying to find the blade that wronged you? You're like the scientist in a Prometheus movie. I'm gonna touch everything. And I'm just like, no,
do not do that. Like a blade. Well, maybe that's why it's called a blade. You know, like.
I guess so, but really, taking it a little literally. A literalmente. Let's see, down here. Yes, we're going into, well, let's just call them the forbidden zones. I have a thought how this could work with video.
Yeah.
If I put white, if I made like a luminous key, which would be rather apropos, I could put a galaxy behind the character, and only that would be visible within the confines of the character. So as the head moves and tilts, more of the galaxy is revealed.
Yeah.
But for the moment, that would not do as a PNG. Now, like Mary Drake's answer, I touch grass with my feet while wearing boots. Good policy.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're wearing boots, there's safety there.
There's safety and there's no poo, unless you have very questionable life practices.
Yeah, like you know, if people don't pick up after themselves. Okay, here is the full body rep of
okay.
Of Cosmic. I'm sending that to you right now.
Dankeschön.
And
okay,
don't say Dankeschön right after we were talking about poop.
Oh dear.
And here, just a little extra thing. I love this dog. This is Golden's family's dog princess. I love her. She is a creature.
Oh my goodness.
I know, I love her so much.
Hang on, let me get this all in.
The audience needs to see this creature.
For which I thank you. Whoops. Downloads. Here is Dipapo. Oh, look at those eyes.
Her name is Princess. She is amazing. She hates walking. She loves being carried. She is a baby.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. For a minute there, I was like, doesn't like walking. But the dogs I know like walking.
No, she loves being carried. She's a princess. She is a princess.
Peasants, attend me.
That is basically her mentality. She is very precious. She's also quite chunky. Cheese tax is a requirement, not a suggestion. And I want to say this picture is a freeze frame of her thinking my hand was a chew toy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you can just hold your hand up and she's like, ooh, is there food in there? It's like, no, it's a flat open hand, princess. She's not smart.
Well, certain breeds are praised for their intelligence by dog standards.
Yes, I mean, I've heard someone say that the smartest dog is still dumber than the dumbest cat, which I disagree. I have met some stupid cats.
And I've only recently taken an interest in watching parrot videos.
Oh, parrots are great. I love parrots. My dad had a parrot.
Oh.
Yeah, his name was Buddy. He was great.
Well, I think I already showed you my favorite clip.
Yes, you have showed me that.
So I don't want to overdo it. But if you're wondering what is my favorite clip of a parrot, just do a search for Kiwi loves the camera.
She loves that camera.
Very much. And I think you'll be enamored too. Now, what happened to my path? There you are.
I don't know what happened to it.
I don't know. I'm so cold and confused.
It's okay. We all lose our way sometimes.
But do you know the way?
I do know the way. The border collies versus huskies. Why should they fight? They're both great.
They're both great.
I mean, they're not basset hounds though, the best dog, but you know.
Well, I do wonder which of them would vocalize better.
Oh, huskies. Huskies just scream.
Oh yeah, I was very saddened that a husky YouTuber page called Kyushi the Stunt Dog. Sadly, that dog recently passed.
Ah.
And I felt so bad because the owner was still fulfilling merchandise orders with like pillows and towels with the dog printed on them. That's got to be super hard.
I mean, that's like the person who had that crab that everyone loves, you know, Howie the crab. And it was like, you know, they still had like plushies of Howie, and it's like that can't feel good when it's like, oh, sending a plushie out of my pet that I don't have anymore. But huskies are drama queens. They most certainly are.
Oh yes. There's any number of husky protest videos.
Oh, I love the one that's in like the empty bathtub, and it's like, we gotta get going.
That's
that one's really good.
Oh yes, I know. I've seen that one. If we were to put that audio over a member of the fandom, who would we choose?
You. Oh, come on, we gotta get to the convention.
You've got to make another video.
Come on, and it can't be about Super Sentai.
There we go. I talked to Lightning Bliss about that one. So I see your character is very dexterous, but has no need for the foot.
No feet. No feet. No feet.
You've never wanted to do a cosmic stomp down?
No, she doesn't need feet.
Okay. I feel quite defeated.
Oh, God.
And she's recovering from Concrete. I'm a good friend.
You are such a great friend, bud. Just so great.
It's just great. That's like really great.
That's good for you.
So we didn't get. I didn't get to go to Naham. I was beat.
I could not handle a 9-hour concert after all the work that I did.
Now again,
but it went well.
It went well. Good. Now I do want to give props again that they set all this up in the span of a week, 3 weeks rather.
In like 3 weeks, which is and how well it turned out. That's impressive.
I kind of wonder with the hair on the cosmonaut.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep it wavy, or do you like this point at the top?
I like it being kind of nebulous.
Makes sense. All right.
Like the thing is that it's not hair in the traditional sense. So I don't want it to end at a hair point.
Gotcha. Though it'd be funny to have a video you looking at Twilight from the end of the series. Hey, Twilight, bet you wish you had this kind of do.
Uh, Instead of her really stupid bangs, I hate finale Twilight's bangs.
You too. I don't like the flat end. I feel like just if you slanted it and then tapered it to a point, it would still be Twilight, but better.
Yes, I fully agree. I don't understand why they were like, no, it has to still be, it looked like she got a haircut from like a bowl haircut from their mother. Like, I don't understand it, and I don't agree.
Of course, I should preface that we're not saying, oh, we want to redo the season finale.
No, no, we're not that person.
No, never.
Heaven forbid.
Oh, my lordy.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Oh, lordy.
Uh,
Now, is there anything you can share with us about life outside the Brony fandom or what's coming up for you?
oh, well, I'm just doing my thing. Like, working on my Abby and Theo series, doing, I'm working on like a Q&A video that I did when I did my VTuber debut, so I'm editing that. I do bad movie nights on Twitch, and I'm just kind of existing, you know. I've made it a goal this year that it's a lot of like locking in to create my own stuff, which is a big thing because I do a lot of work for other YouTube channels and stuff like that. But on top of that, I kind of want to like figure out what it means to be Chrissy again, not just what is cosmic, but like what is Chrissy. So I've been just kind of existing, and you know what? It's really refreshing.
I'm glad you're taking that time for yourself. I had to do that for a time. This was before the Brony fandom, because I'm old.
I know.
You didn't have to agree so readily.
What? You didn't want me to agree?
Well, just like, oh, no. Well, yeah, but.
Anyways, but yes, before the Brony fandom.
So I had a period of trying to work on myself. Still am, in all honesty. I believe we're all works in progress, and there's never really a finished moment.
Oh yeah, we're like an eternal work in progress. That is what once you accept that in life, that people are just always works in progresses with the capacity to grow and change and get better or worse, you know, yeah, you become a happier person. I would say there is no finality to the person that you will be. There you will you can always change. You can always be a different person. Whether people accept that or not, that's their own choice. But like that's the beauty of humanity, is that we can choose. But yeah, my big thing recently has just been, on top of wanting to take time to nurture the stories and thoughts and ideas that come from this coconut head of mine, it's also I want to nurture the mind and the body that the coconut head is attached to.
A coconut head, you say?
Yeah, I mean, especially since like, this year is 10 years since I like moved out to California and everything, like a big milestone. Yeah, it's crazy to look back in retrospect on it. Which is why I was like, you know what, 2025, it's the year where I allow myself to be selfish.
I'm not selfish, just self-ish. More recognizing the self.
I mean, the thing is that selfish, I think, has been a word that has been grossly turned into a malevolent word when in reality it is benevolent. There is nothing inherently wrong with selfishness because at the end of the day, selfishness is self-preservation. Selfishness is, self-care, self-love. It is a focus on oneself. Uh, there is toxic forms of selfishness, just like there's toxic forms of selflessness. At the end of the day, it's the amount and what you do under that title.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there you go, guys. That's my introspective thoughts from the cosmic being.
Well, welcome
I
to
also
our
just
TED
want to
Talk.
do more with Cosmic the Cosmonaut because she's just such a fun design and
Mm.
character. I've had ideas for like little animations and stories I want to do with her. I want to do streams where I like design what other cosmonauts look like depending on what galaxy they're from. Because you know, Cosmic came from a thing of I just love space and everything, and there's a lot of different galaxies and they all look different, and I love the thought of cosmonauts having different looks based off of it, and so I want to do that. I just have a bunch of ideas and a bunch of things, so it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a good a lot.
Well, do you mind if I float an idea by you?
Go right ahead.
I need to do a video, a long overdue promise to MLP MSPF, the final one, where
Yeah.
I identify various Pokemon that were auctioned off. And,
Oh, okay.
and I've actually got the script started for it, but I need a cosmic being to call me on the delay
Oh,
and to, as punishment, turn me into a MLP style hippogriff, which I lament. I'm conformist.
oh no, you're gonna be all like svelte looking.
Hey, he who felt it dealt it.
Oh. Oh.
I think I just lost her,
Yeah.
but
But yes, you need a cosmic being.
I was going to go
I
with
will-
Arceus, but I haven't actually seen the anime with him, so I'm sure I'd get lots of stuff wrong.
Yes, and it's very hard to get things wrong with Cosmic the Cosmonaut.
Well, I have a more direct source on input there.
That is true. That is true. I feel like you have more direct input with me than the Pokemon Company.
It's like, oh,
Crazy, crazy statement. I know.
you want to make a video about Pokemon? We'll sue you.
We'll take all your money. We'll sue you, even if you look at me funny.
I'm a YouTuber. I don't have that much money. That's okay. We just want to crush your spirit.
It's the power, not the financial gain.
To quote The Rock,
But
I want to own your soul.
it's like the dad in Baki. It's just all about power.
Hmm.
But no, I would love to do that. That would be great.
All right. Well, good. A renewed idea and spirit. Plus, I can find a way to put this into good usage. Although, what will I do with these hands? Oh, you've brought hands into the equation, Key. You've ruined me. You've ruined me.
Yeah, my little touch stubs that aren't even connected to the palm.
But I've gone years without having to draw hands. It was the dream.
You want to know the best thing is that I don't have hand rigging on on my VTuber model, so 90% of the time no one even sees the damn hands.
Well, we can work on that. I know there is a Revoltech hand model out there. I might consider purchasing that. It's way better than those wooden monstrosities that used to be the references.
Oh yeah, the one with the I only know how to call them like Fairly Odd Parents hands, where they're just like they don't actually have fingers if you're talking about like the full body ones.
Yeah, but they did do a hand specific one, but even then the joints just can't match a human.
Yeah.
Pardon, still getting a little bit of the gunk out.
There are people who are searching for a higher moral authority to be selfish. Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about, so there's no real point in that statement. So, into the pit.
Into the pit we
Uh,
go. Tra-la-la.
question for Keyframe. Do you want a cosmonaut? I love anyone who draw. Here's my thing. I love people drawing cosmic. I prefer people just making their own cosmonauts because when I encourage people to make their own cosmonauts, I also encourage people to look up like different galaxies for inspiration, and then you look up facts about it, and that's the secret, folks. I am secretly making people learn because I love space. I wanted to be an astronomer at a certain point. So, and I love the science of space and how different galaxies look, and their color composition is all chemicals and different sciencey things. And then people learn about it because they read. I'm making people read. Exactly.
You fiend.
Yeah.
Did I make these lines? I've made these lines too thick now. Well, I'll fix that shortly and forthwith.
To the keyframe, heard about the Golden Record and Voyager 1 and 2. Oh, like the satellites that have like the different like
The golden
discs with different with different like Earth information on it. Yeah, I ate it.
And featured briefly in Beast Wars.
That's the most important thing, is that it was featured briefly in Beast Wars.
Hey, if that's what it takes to get the word out. NASA. In a couple million years, will spell the record of the future. Ultimate power.
Ultimate power. I do love when people were at like in my little debut video, I did make it clear that scientists' theory on what stars really are and how they're made is just cosmonauts have been tricking you all for years. We make the stars. We're the star makers, but you don't even know we exist. We've been lying to you.
And you bought it.
And you bought it. You think something that amazing can be made at random? No. To keyframe, have you ever watched the OG Carl Sagan Cosmos or any Star Trek, Star Wars stuff? Of course I have. I mean, look at me. The thing that got me into space, though, was Sailor Moon.
There we go.
I'm that type of person.
Well, does that mean you'll join me in campaigning to restore Pluto as a planet, if only for the Senshi's dignity?
Exact. I fully join that. To me, Pluto is always a planet. Also, hi, DigiSketch. We were working on your OC earlier.
Yes, hello, Digi. I'm hoping you got to see it, and since we've reached the bases, now it is the time to start making the expressions. And I started in on just one quarter turn pose, but thankfully, what I did can be flipped around.
They just got home from work, so
Then, well, down the road, I promise.
Down the road. Sailor Moon? Yes, I grew up on the original anime of Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon.
Same here.
It is one of my favorite things of all time. I adore it to bits, and there probably wouldn't be a cosmic in anything if it wasn't for Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon got me into science.
Actually, it's funny. Sailor Moon is why I'm called Silver.
Really?
Yes. When I started in the Digimon fandom, I mean, I wrote a Sailor Moon fanfic that was god-awful. And so I never put that online, thank God. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
But I did hold on to the silver, as in the silver crystal, and just like, yeah, I like that. It was a good way to go. So I became Silver in the Digimon fandom. And then when I became a brony, I kept that rolling. Silver, but now I'm adding a quill to the mix. A silver quill, if you will.
If you will.
And I will, because I did.
Is there a Sailor Earth for Thea? There is a Sailor Earth. That is Tuxedo Mask. The thing is that Tuxedo Mask is technically a Sailor Senshi, but because, well, he is not a girl, he can't be a proper, like, Sailor Senshi warrior like the rest of them. But he does have, he is the one who possesses the Earth Crystal.
And I remember a fan-made comic where Ami was pondering Tuxedo Mask, and did he have a transformation like they did? Does he keep all those tuxedos in a wardrobe? She speculated it on the point to where she started howling uncontrollably with laughter, and everyone figured she'd finally cracked.
I mean, he does have a transformation sequence. It's just
Once.
It's just very short compared to everyone. It's like the same length as Sailor Saturn's.
And it's just basically the hat plunks down on his head, the texture that's going evolving fades away, boom, Tuxedo Mask.
Everyone clap. Like, yeah, that's basically it.
My work here is done, but you didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything.
Farewell.
Let's see.
Oh, you're saying
what makes
it
a
soon
dwarf
now.
planet different than a regular planet? A size aside. I mean, that's just the kind of thing. Is that, well, the name is the size. I mean, it also is also dependent on like its rotation patterns, because when you look at Pluto in particular, its gravitational rotation around the sun is not circular. It's actually ovular, which is why like there is the occasional times where Pluto will go in front of Neptune. So there were brief times where Neptune was the ninth planet by sheer fact of closeness to the sun. There's other factors that make a planet a dwarf planet versus a regular planet. I mean, because but the thing is that, I mean, Pluto has moons. It has a rotation. It has everything that makes it a planet. It is a purely human thing that we're like, no, it's not.
Believing we can dictate the universe.
Yeah, basically.
Dang it, what happened to a knife tool?
Here's a thought. Sailor Scouts named after galaxies, i.e. Sailor Milky Way or Sailor Andromeda. Well, I mean, there are other Sailor Senshi that aren't planetary based. There is literally a Sailor Cosmos. And there is also the Star Scouts.
So we're the only one with like literal planet Senshi.
Yes. I mean, because like there's also the fact of like all the Senshis are based off of space things, and then the villains are named after rocks. So terrestrial objects. Which is ironic that we have planetary Senshi, because technically planets are terrestrial things, with, I guess, the exception of the gas giants, because there is little to no actual rock within it. I mean, there's some things that say that like Saturn and Jupiter and stuff have cores, but you know, they are mostly just very held in balls of gas, because most of the gas planets are failed stars.
I was a held in center of gas. That Taco Tuesday will forever live in infamy.
Wait, hold on. I have something for that.
Uh-oh. The fact that you do, is it Beano? There we go. Now we're all coming along.
There we go. Yeah, just like the Taco Tuesday. I shouldn't do that. That just enables you.
You're only making me more powerful.
Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need more power.
So I see Mary Drake came up with Sailor Gemini. M80 doesn't have the same ring to it, says Trinary.
Well, I mean, like, Zodiac sailors are not a bad idea. I mean, hey, here is a thought. Create your own magical girl series that are based off the Zodiacs. Sailor Moon does not own the rights to space-themed magical girls. Or magical girls in general. I mean, look at Tokyo Mew Mew, or Do Re Mi, or Madoka, or that one magical girl series that ends with her getting run over by a car.
Oh,
Like,
I think I know that one.
yeah, yes, it's the thing of I don't remember the name. All I know is that she gets run over by a car, and it's actually a very happy, child-friendly anime up until that point.
Well, isn't that based on Magical Girls Nanako from Soul Taker?
Something like that. I mean, it was an old, like the thing is that anime was like regarded as one of like the grandfather or grandmothers of magical girl anime.
Good lord. Well,
Yeah.
they certainly decided to throw a pitch.
Yeah. How about other constellations? You could do that too. Create your own stories. Create the things you want to see.
Although I will confess to everyone that when I tried my hand at writing a Sailor Moon fanfic, I was simultaneously a Dragon Ball Z and Fatal Fury fan of the anime. And so I created a character that was some bastardized hybrid of the lot. It totally did not match with the Senshi theme.
Have you? Oh, I mean, like, you can't do any worse than one like fanfic universe that I found one day on random searching.
Uh-oh.
So, okay, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't feel bad talking about this one because this is super old, and also like it has ascended into a kind of meme status. So, chat, have you ever seen a picture of? Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. There we go.
Bless you.
Have you ever seen that meme picture that is Sailor Jupiter in her civilian form being held by Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Of course, it's Ultra Instinct Shaggy, and we've come full circle. We've achieved Shaggyception.
Where it's like, oh no, Shaggy-kun. Like, that picture is not just a meme image someone made. That's part of a whole universe.
Like, this isn't even my final form, man.
Called, I think it was like, Sailor Scooby Moonbusters. It's exactly what you think. It is a crossover universe of Scooby-Doo, Sailor Moon, and the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, Lord, I must find this post-haste.
Oh, there's someone there. It's completely on DeviantArt, and their big thing was that Shaggy and Sailor Jupiter were like a thing, and like there were images of them photoshopped together, and then there was like little stories underneath. But then there's like a bunch of hand-drawn drawings too of like Sailor Venus hanging out with like Fred and Winston from, and it was the funniest thing I've ever found. And like I did find like fan fictions that were in this universe, or at least the Scooby Sailor Moon part, which is the important part here.
That's
and
great.
I could not find the fan fictions again. My white whale. But I have the thing is that there's so many drawings and everything of this universe, and he had like a website and everything for it. But you know, then I'm guessing this was like in the early 2000s too. Like we're talking like early DeviantArt, early internet kind of thing.
Ooh, early fanfiction.net.
Yeah, basically. And so I think this guy has just left the face of the internet. And that makes me sad. We need more of that in the universe.
It's a hard thing when you feel like you put your soul out there and people laugh at it, but in a way we celebrate.
I'm not laughing. I respect it. I respect the game. I want more. I'm invested. The Loud House fanfic that's longer than the Bible. What can you write? I mean, look, I shouldn't Fallout Equestria is legit a thing that is also longer than the Bible. And when you actually say the concept of Fallout Equestria out loud, it sounds so stupid. But like, so I can't question. But there's something about it being Loud House where I'm like, really? What do you do there?
Not sure. My knowledge of the Loud House is limited to a really awesome Christmas song that I think Trinary clued me in on, and talking with Finn about it. He's watched it with far greater dedication than I.
I watched like early Loud House and then I fell off. But my thing that fascinated me is that every time I was in Berlin when Loud House was like in its like second, third season, there were so many posters for it. That thing was really popular in Europe. And I'm assuming still popular. It's one of like the longest running Nickelodeon shows. Um
Actually,
I saw an interesting. Yeah, go
that
ahead.
just reminds me. Was it the character Luna who did all the puns?
No, Luna's the rock star one.
Right.
There's I forgot her name. Uh they all start with L's, so you know, it's a shot in the dark of which one. But like Lucy is like the goth, Lori's the oldest one, and Luna's the rock star. Uh and then there's the rest of them. Lonnie maybe is her name, but there is like a jokester one.
I mean, I totally would have gone for Luna as my favorite, just keep the trend going. But I'm sorry, you bring puns into the mix. There ain't no going back.
Exactly, you know, when peak is there, you have to respect it.
Max Peakage.
But
Oh, it's Luann, says Seeker the Brony.
Luann, there we go. Thank you. Um, all my fanfic ideas. How did he do that? But like I saw an interesting post the other day that because I guess there's a show called like Rock Paper Scissor or something
Mm-hmm.
on Nickelodeon that just got like greenlit for a third season, and that makes it like the first like Nick show in like 10 some years since Loud House basically to be greenlit for a third season. And that's really interesting to me of like that also isn't SpongeBob, I guess. But like that's
SpongeBob.
crazy.
I don't even know where
Well,
SpongeBob is at anymore.
I think like I mean SpongeBob SpongeBob's also been on the air for like 20 some years.
And people were talking about Patrick the Crab taking his own life. It sounded really dark.
Patrick the Crab?
Oh
Who's
no.
Patrick
Oh
the
no.
Crab?
No, Squidward. Squidward.
Oh, yeah, that creepy pasta thing, yeah.
Oh, is that what it was? God.
Oh, yeah, there was like a creepy pasta back in the day called like Red Mist or something where like it was like, ooh, there's a secret episode that never came out. And then they referenced it in SpongeBob because there's like a famous like Photoshop image. Um and parents got upset, so
Ah.
they censored it in like international releases.
Oh, okay. So that's what happens. See, now I know. And
And
knowing
knowing and knowledge is power. Wow.
the other half is violence.
Oh. That's good. That's good. Um, yes, it's also called that, but I prefer to just say Red Mist. Less of an upsetting title. Um, yes, I think Rock Paper Scissors is done by the Fishhook people. I've watched a little bit of that show. Has no right to be as funny as it is. I also know that it got like a bump of popularity because people kept using a song from it that's like, I was right, and I told you I was right. You really should just listen to what I say. Which, you know what? I respect that. Game respect game. I want a song like that that is basically me just saying I was right. Ah,
Whoa.
knowing is half the battle. yes, I know that knowing is half the battle is like the usual thing to say when it comes to saying a fact. I always think of the knowledge as power from. It's not from what it's actually from. It's from the Family Guy episode where Peter grows the beard and there's the baby birds in it, and it's like you can't get those birds out of there. They're endangered. Wow, I didn't know. Well, now you know. And then everyone at the diner goes, and knowledge is power. And that just lives in my head rent free. What is going on with your Illustrator file?
Well, in the interest of time, I got a vector of a galaxy from Vecteezy, where they have a lot of great resources. Because I want to get this settled before we sign off for the evening.
Fair.
But to do so, there's apparently a lot of components to make the stars. Oh no! Oh wait, yes, they did manage to.
You did save, right?
Oh yes, but I mean, I thought there was a bit more of a twinkle to some of the stars, but no, it's selective, exclusive. Yes,
It's an exclusive club to be sparkly.
that's right. You have to be Twilight, Sparkle, or Thomas the Tank Engine. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Oh, heck yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Oh, it's Schoolhouse Rock. Thank you, everyone.
Oh.
You've all called yourself out as being nerds.
I can out nerd you. Actually, it was used also in AJ's Time Travelers.
Give me your lunch money. Give me the money Trinary gave you. That is your lunch money, and I'm taking it, you nerd.
I already ate it.
You ate the money?
That's right. It's lunch money. Why wouldn't I?
Why are we carrying a bill?
I don't know. This is proving quirky. No wonder.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite, like, would you call it a trope or an affectation? Like when there's like vocal performance where it's like a very genuine, like, going back and being like, wait, what?
I would say an affectation myself.
Yeah, I just love when it sounds like this is the voice actor's genuine, like, wait a minute. There was a great one in Courage when they did like an Exorcist parody.
Oh god.
And Eustace has to read like a script and it's like, Kalamazoo and woo hoo hoo, kick him in the dishpan, woo hoo hoo, and it just sounds like there's a take of the voice actor being like, kick him in the dishpan, woo hoo hoo, that they just kept in because it sounds so genuinely confused. I love stuff like that. I love when things sound just slightly real, and sometimes you say really wacky things when you're voice acting.
I can only imagine, but honestly, I'm thinking. You got me thinking of an episode of The Real Ghostbusters.
Ooh, my favorite show.
It's when they actually did a take on Lovecraft. It's the
Ooh, yes, I know this episode.
So they're doing a chant to summon the Great One, and the ancient chant is Adakata, Adakata, Sis Boom Ba, old ones, rah rah rah. And at the time, I didn't appreciate because I was a kid, but
yeah,
you do kind of just do a double take. It's like, that's it.
That's it.
That's what the old ones need.
Oh shit! Take them to a pep rally, I guess.
Why not? I guess if you've been sleeping death for a couple thousand years, sure. Maybe you need a little boost. But yeah, rah rah rah, old ones. And then, of course,
I love The Real Ghostbusters.
And then when they do when they try to complete the chant, rah, 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 it's like, well, he definitely put his heart into that one.
There's a good line read that I remember from Real Ghostbusters. I think it's like at the end of an episode where I think they go to New Orleans and there's like the ghosts that make them go back in time with the music, so they basically have to do a battle of the bands.
I remember that one.
And at the end, everyone's like, Venkman, don't you don't have to leave, and it turns because he's like, I'm going to Hawaii to that like technology convention we were supposed to go, and everyone's like, are we going to tell him that the convention's over and there's not going to be anything there when he gets there? And it's like, nope. And all of them are just calmly saying goodbye, goodbye. And Frank Welker just goes, aloha. And that always kills me of just, oh, it's so petty. And I love it. I love the cast of the real Ghostbusters, especially well, I would say the original seasons are my favorite, which they are, but you know what? I'm gonna say this here. I think people were too mean to Dave Coulier. I like his Venkman. He did a perfectly fine Venkman. It's not his fault that he was directed badly. He's a good voice actor.
There we go.
Like,
we were in sync there.
Like I am a Dave Coulier truther, and I think he did a great job. And there are episodes, mainly the ones that are written by J. Michael Straczynski, where when he did in the later seasons when they, would have him as a freelance writer, and it's like, oh, this is good. And it just shows. It wasn't that Dave Coulier couldn't do Venkman, it was just he was given bad material. So I'm like, you know what? I think we all owe Dave Coulier an apology.
Sorry, Dave.
Exactly. Yes, Garfield was in the real Ghostbusters.
Never before has a voice encompassed half-closed eyelids so well.
As much as Lorenzo Music. You did such a good job with Cosmic. Look at her.
Well, we're getting there. I'm just making clipping masks.
Clipping masks. That was one of the hardest parts of making this model. When I because with the VTuber model, I actually rigged it myself. I didn't hire someone to do it. I designed it and I rigged it myself. It was my first VTuber model I ever rigged, which, according to Bfish and other people, I did a really good job for Baby's first model.
Congratulations, but also my condolences.
I did it all in a week. I am a very fast learner with new programs.
Well, good on you. I still need to get back on I still need to get on with dang it, 3D modeling. This is how out of touch I am. I'm forgetting the name of the blessed program. There's Toon Boom, which I want to keep trying at. And then... Are
you going to try Blender?
Blender, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, the other option is Autodesk Maya, and then I would ask you, why do you hate yourself?
I know what I did. Last summer.
What did you do?
I didn't go to summer break.
Oh, no. What did you do at band camp, Silver-Quill? What did you do?
This one time at band camp, I played that clip for the entire group, for the entire camp, and then every kid wanted to try it, and the counselor's like, no! And that's why
does that date us of like an American Pie reference, or is that timeless?
I'm not sure because, well, a lot of people have referenced it to keep it alive in the cultural mindset.
Yeah.
Even Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged has referenced it. But it does date, and I've often wondered what's better. I mean, like in MLP, the technology was schizophrenic to say the least.
Yes.
But then you get into Pony Life and G5, and there's much greater emphasis on apps, tweets, smartphones, tablets,
all that.
And I'm like, is it better than to just be timeless?
I mean, sometimes I wonder if maybe it benefits from being like the Flintstones, where it's like, it is, which I guess Gen 4 did, where it was like technology from our time translated into working in their time through unconventional means. Like, light bulbs that are made by fireflies, or I mean, they never explained the jumbotrons in Manhattan, but I guess they didn't have to. You know, like,
Though we were plenty confused. It's like, what is going on?
yeah, explain. Geez, writers, get it together. Like, uh, to be fair, the American Pie I know is the Don McLean song. Oh, aren't you special?
Oh
Never
my.
saw the movie, so I can't say.
Would it be?
I mean, like, here's the thing. American Pie is to me the lesser of the types of American Pie movies. In that, like, it made a genre of movies, so I respect it. And though you could argue Animal House kind of started, was like the Prometheus of that type of, like, rowdy, crazed teenager kind of things.
Prometheus,
Um,
but not, Prometheus.
yes. But to me, the best of those types of American Pie-esque movies is Euro Trip. That movie is a treasure. I love it to bits.
Euro Trip, is that
If
the
you
one?
have,
Is that the one where the actor from The Kids in the Hall is like crazy and chasing them?
oh, is I've never actually thought of is there an actor from Kids in the Hall in that movie?
I am unsure. I must puzzle this out. I may be thinking of the wrong movie altogether. So
No, Euro Trip is the movie where like the guy where like there's Scotty. Yeah, it's the movie where Scotty doesn't know comes from.
gotcha.
Where like he gets dumped by his girlfriend and he finds out, oh, my uh pen pal this entire time has actually been a girl. And so they take a Euro trip to try to get to Germany, but they keep getting stuck in other countries.
Okay, I'm way off base then.
It's a great movie. I love the best part is that movie has an official drinking game that's in the commentary for the movie.
Nice.
And I do that every like New Year's or St. Patrick's Day with Max because he showed me the movie. And it's so funny. It's a great movie. Plus, Lucy Lawless is in it. Good old good good old Xena warrior princess. And if you like American Pie, I think there is an American Pie actor in it.
Oh, there you go. Is it weird
It
that
was it
I mostly just think of the song "So Bye Bye, Miss American
Miss
Pie"?
American Pie. Yeah.
Drove my
I mean,
Chevy to the
it's a good
levee.
it's a good song. Can't be mad at that.
Yeah. Ah. Ah, there we go. It's like, what just happened? The amount of clipping masks and, regular masks I'm employing is exceptional.
I mean, I do only one clipping mask for the hands.
Well, I need them to not like overlap
Gotcha.
in the moment. In the long term, forget about it. I've got my own plans to how you could animate this in a non-VTuber capacity.
Let me tell you all about a friend of mine named Jimmy. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Uh,
Pardon me again.
it's okay. I'm holding back a cough. There we go.
Hey, that was a cough.
No, that was more of a hawking of a hairball, I guess.
That sounded like you were about to be putting a cough in.
It feels like it sometimes, bud.
Oh dear, don't do that.
Nah, not yet. I already outlived how many popes? I want to at least outlive 10 popes before I go.
Though I do think it funny that the headlines could be Pope dies after meeting with J.D. Vance.
Yeah. He roasts JD Vance and then dies. I think that is an amazing way to go.
God said, your work here is done. My faithful servant.
Uh, Wait, now I'm just thinking of how many popes have I lived through? The thing is, it's easier to live through popes than presidents because popes are old when they get hired.
Well, we've only lived through one queen
Yeah.
of England, and gosh,
How many popes has there been since 1997? Okay, list of popes. Yes, everyone, this is a very important thing for me to know.
it's very popular.
Okay, okay.
She's hanging in there.
I am. I certainly am. 1, 2, 3. I have lived through 3 popes. John Paul II, Benedict, and Francis.
You know, I always refer to Benedict as Ratzinger, his original name. It just felt more in line for me.
Yeah, I mean the whole like process of picking out like the names and everything is very interesting. There was one just called like Plus.
Pope Plus?
Oh, or is oh wait, no, that's an I. Pious,
Oh,
which I think is that the presumptuous title.
well, it is,
But like,
but Pope Plus would be a great hair shampoo.
Mamma mia, I use Pope Plus
For divine, mostly balded hair.
for divine locks. Then there was Pope Innocent, which, I hope you are.
Yeah, there's a lot of doubt there.
I mean, this was someone from the 1700s was the last time that there was a pope named Innocent.
Well, at least they recognized, yeah, we should probably not.
There's a current one that's like considered to be the next pope, like one of the candidates, I guess you could say, whose like real name is Pizza Balla, and I'm like, no, you can't make him change his name. That's the perfect name. He's from Italy. I want Pope Pizza Ball.
That would be magnificent. I guarantee you there'd be so many conversions. Christianity would suddenly be in vogue.
Does the Queen count as a pope? No. Why? Okay. Just because the whoever is the royal ruler of England runs the Church of England does not make them a pope. The pope is strictly a Catholic thing. There is no Protestant pope.
At least officially. I don't know.
There's no prope. I only know this stuff because I was raised Roman Catholic. So, this stuff is like scrubbed into me.
And me.
Yeah, well, yeah, hell yeah, welcome.
My family took a trip once to Rome, and we saw the chapel with all the mummified bodies of past popes, and where if you walk through the arches, your sins are forgiven, and if you touch the feet of St. Peter, which were pretty well worn away, you'll have safety on your trip. All this stuff. And my brother and I look at our parents like, you never told us about any of this. And my parents just said, yeah, there's a reason for that. Because even for a believer, there are some things that just come across as crazy.
I mean, a lot of this stuff just starts to sound like those superstitions hockey players have.
That's right. Although I do consider Wayne Gretzky's hair to be the next Golden Fleece.
Just wait till he like bumps hard enough into one of the protective glasses, and then we'll have that being the new like linen that has Jesus's face on it.
Oh, sweet baby Jeebus.
Eastern Orthodox churches have patriarchs, but those are more nationally limited, with the Patriarch of Istanbul, Constantinople having some nominal overall authority, but it's just symbolic. I mean, basically, but no, the title of Pope is purely a Catholic thing. Also, I do love that there is science technically with the whole choosing of being a pope, in that they have to like mix certain chemicals to have the smoke be either black or white to decide to show, hey, we haven't picked one yet. I got weirdly into reading the whole like process of picking a new pope, because I'm like, wait, how do they do it? And it's fascinating because once they pick one, they bring the person to like this hall called like the Room of Tears, because apparently you pray in it and you get so moved you cry. And the only thing I could think of is, what if you don't? What do you fake cry in there? Like, is there someone watching?
But
What if you don't cry?
Bring the holy onion and get to peeling.
Basically.
Although my question being, is there a fellow named Peter involved at all?
Well, I mean, there is no pope named Peter because Peter was the first pope, technically, because he was the main disciple of Christ. That's why no one ever chooses the name Peter.
Well, true, but Peter Piper picked a peck of pious popes for his pro.
You're so proud of that, aren't you?
I tried. I genuinely tried.
Holy onion. Yes, holy onion. Be sure to save, says everyone.
Well, I appreciate everyone hanging with me. We're just about to complete the hand. It's a handoff.
Give him a hand, folks.
Oh, well, I can do that. That does wonders for my ego.
Good thing you have it on. Not too easy.
Oh no, it's on speed dial. It's number 4 on the list. I'm petty enough to admit it.
Yep.
Or would it be petty enough to use it?
Admission is the first step.
Indeed.
No, in hand.
Well done.
About this.
Well done. Oh yes, and I should.
Oh.
See, you're every day I see a little bit more of me.
You're a bad influence. You can't keep getting away with this.
And yet somehow I do, for I was so proud of our dear Keyframe or Cosmic. Which would you prefer to be called?
I don't care. They're both valid names.
Okay. Well, my dear Key, whom I have known as Key for the long time, she snuck a check on me. She outmaneuvered me.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
She did. I was so proud. So proud.
I did the classic I'm going to the bathroom trick. No, we did have the fun thing, well, because I was like, I need to go find the bathroom, and then I snuck them my debit card when I went to the bathroom at the donut place.
Brilliant.
But I do love that when we went to the skewer place, the card game friends, they don't trust me anymore.
No, they know you might be in on it. They know I'm planning something. Apparently, I've made them all paranoid of one another trying to sneak the bill.
You just sowed seeds of chaos. Yeah,
did I sow discord just by being trolling with kindness?
I guess you have. What an achievement, my friend.
Yes, am I so proud of myself.
So to explain, Cider Fest, I think it was. We went to like this one of those like places that give you like a prefixed 12-course, schmancy fancy. I had to go to a panel, so I had to like leave a little bit early, and and the thing is that Silver was like, "Here, Chrissy, give this to the cat." He was like, "No, or it was like, I'll help you out," or something like that, or it involved me basically giving Silver's card to the maitre d', being like, "Hey, by the way, it goes under this," and by the time I was gone, they're paying the bill and everything. And all I hear from Silver is a barrage of when the check came and they were like, okay, it's already covered, and handing it to Silver to sign the check. everyone being like, how? We didn't see you get up. How did you? How? And then them being like, she helped. And now, apparently, I am an accessory to crimes of generosity.
That's right. A crime of generosity. There can be none finer.
A crime that would make Rarity proud.
Indeed. I'm like, what are they gonna? No court would convict me. What did the suspect do? He stole the check.
It's like convicting Santa. It's like, what? You broke in and gave things?
Ho ho ho! And I'd do it again too. All right. So while it's off the main artboard at the moment, and slowing down my computer horribly. There we go. I've got at least an early rendition of Cosmic the Cosmonaut.
I love it once it appears on stream.
There we go.
She's hiding behind the something. Wait, there we go. Hey, look at her. It's me.
Yes, and each part can be its own layer, so it can be animated in like the After Effects. I need to work with
your computer is chugging for this.
Chugga 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 whoop whoop. I should have just rasterized the background. That's basically that just converts it into le pixels.
Yeah, but it looks great. I love it.
But now I think both Key and I need to rest and sleep off a little bit of con crud or whatever the hay gets you after a convention. And
whatever infected us.
Curse you, biology.
The rage virus got us.
That's right. That's why I had to take preposterous amounts of testosterone.
Preposterous. Oh, but it was fun. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you for joining me. I loved seeing you at Babscon, and I'm so glad to have this follow-up.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see you at Everfree.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing people at Everfree. But for now, I think we should all just have a good night's rest.
I agree.
So, until we meet again, everybody, be safe and be well. I'm Silver-Quill.
Goodbye.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I just said goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for watching.